there's the dark sides of us that don't work, but they work perfectly for war.
You can love somebody and still beat them up.
What do you know about mixed martial arts? Because from what I understand, I know you love boxing.
Yeah, I'm into boxing.
And is that because it was obviously the earliest era, there was no mixed martial arts when you were watching fighting? It was just boxing at that time.
Well, when you're from the inner city, martial arts came to us before boxing, because we all was Bruce Lee fans.
Yep.
You know, Bruce Lee was an urban hero. You know, Enter the Dragon, Chinese Connection, all of that. So, you know, boxing was just the evolution to that. And then I boxed myself. So, yeah.
How many years you get to box?
I boxed about for 5 years. Just more or less, you know, competitive boys club, you know, Golden Gloves, those type of things.
How'd you do it, the Golden Glove stuff?
They was good until, you know, motherfucker split my eye right here. I said, I gotta find another.
That's when it becomes reality real quick, right?
White dude, he had a mean move. He a fake there like he going. Then he hit the jab, and I could not catch that shit for nothing. He just had a move, pow! And there's something under the shoulder. I said, well, I gotta find something else.
It's funny you say that. A jab. There's something about a jab specifically that's frustrating because it's just supposed to be the one easy thing to dodge, and if they're eating you up with it, it's a problem.
And I couldn't catch his jab for nothing. He had it, and then he hit the body shot, pop.
Yeah.
And he just like hit to the stern right here, just took the air out. I was like, okay, this white dude right here, this motherfucker from a different kind of ghetto. You know what I'm saying? He from a different. I'm good in the city. This white dude was this motherfucker. Pop, and I became his friend, and he taught me a couple other things how he did it and flaws in my game, and that just let me know.
That's what's up.
Let me just go ahead and use this for defensive purpose and getting in shape.
Well,
you know,
that helps you understand fighting in general. So I'm glad you got some box experience. We'll get into some fights too. But what I want to start with is what your specialty is, which is being funny.
Right.
I want to pull up one of the clips of you, one of the funny ones, because I'm not married yet. So this really made me laugh.
Got married, you got to get married. Marriage is rough, but take your time. Yeah, marriage is like having cable with just one channel. Same shit come on every day. Like, damn, bitch, I love you, but I want to see another movie. You got to hang around other married people, too. I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. The videotaped his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day, he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that bitch finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly ass mother in the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was. I ain't smiled like this since I married that bitch.
I mean, that is so funny because there's a little truth to every joke.
Yes.
Right? Little bit.
The foundation for me, I don't know about other comedians, it starts with the foundation of truth. I take my comedy as like you say something, a truth, and then you just lie on it and expand it. I was fighting one dude, and then by the time, you know, you tell all your friends, it was 9 of them. I knocked all 9 of them out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But you
was
like fighting one person. But by the time you get it to your friend, it was 9 of them, man. I was Bruce Lee kicking everybody. It was Enter the Dragon. It was Chinese Connection. It was, you know, those type of things. So you elaborate on it. So I have always started every bit or joke that I have starts from a foundation of truth.
Yeah.
And then I just expand on it.
Yeah, I was listening to some of your interviews, and there was one where you spoke about how you ad-lib it. Like, you don't write. You get the thing, and then you just expand on the thing, and you go all off the top of the head. It's all like feel, gut, work in the audience, right? So have you ever had a problem where you're like, man, I wish I would have wrote today. I might have been better because it was so hard to come off the top of your head like that? Naturally.
I used to early in my career, but you can't question a gift.
Okay.
You understand? You can't try to perfect a blessing. Mm-hmm. You take it for what the blessing is. And so, you know, I heard Jay-Z say something else. He said he stopped writing. He used to write And now he does it all mentally. And he said, I've lost so much good material. And I said, damn, me too. Because I have it. Because it's like a movie. You come from a foundation. What my jokes is, you come from the foundation of the truth. And then you just tell what you see as it's coming across your brain. It's a movie. You see all the sequence. And then sometimes you just lose the whole movie in it, because you lost the concept of it. And the perfection part of it, it could be better if you was to do something like some of my peers do, write it down, perfect it, and repeat, rinse, repeat, and continue go on with it. But that's not my gift. Steve Harvey told me that when I was doing it like that. He said, your jokes come out already ready. And so you don't have to go through the process of other comedians of writing it down, perfecting it. Yours come ready to serve. So I just ran with that, and it's been successful for me.
Yeah, I like to hear you say that because I actually have like a little bit of I would say probably a tiny bit of a learning disability. Hooked on Phonics worked for me, real talk. Like it really did. I didn't learn to read till I was in second grade. My reading comprehension is low. So I could read something and I'm not like retaining it. It's like I got to go back and read it again and again. And so I started to realize that my way of learning was auditory. I can't read it. I have to listen to it. And then when I listen to it, it sticks. And I'm the same way when I speak. If I have to if I write it, I find myself trying to be too perfect.
True.
And then I lose my train of thought rather than letting it flow. I always say a prayer before I do every show or anything I do. I say, God, please speak through me. Let me let go of control. You'll take care of me when I talk. And sometimes it works. Beautiful. Sometimes it doesn't.
That's beautiful. I've never stepped on the stage without having a similar player like yours, but not to that degree. But I like that one better. Let it breathe through me. I might have to use that the next time
I have to, because I don't really trust myself.
So mine's more is gratitude. Thank you, God, for picking me and all the brothers on the corner to show me this vision. If you was to stop it today, I'll still be thankful for everything you've given me.
And that's what I think we have in common is like I always said, God, if you give me the gifts to be the greatest ever in this sport, I promise I'm going to use it for something great.
Yes.
And that's another reason why I ask for God to speak through me every time I talk, because if he's doing it, I'm not doing it, and I'm not in the way of the gifts he's given me, right?
And no, what you really, and for me, anything, just allow me to exercise on this gift you gave me to its fullest potential. You understand what I'm saying? 100%. Just allow me to do what only you have given me. I tell people all the time when it came to, there is no other explanation for me to be where I'm at other than God, because there is no other person in my life that was a part of this to where I'm at today other than God. So I must give it to him. There is no other explanation on it. Well, so I'm the same way.
Yeah, because you were married and then you divorced and now you remarried, right?
Yes.
And so was she part of the first ride that you said? You said there was nobody else, but you were married, so that's another half, right?
When I got married the first time, it was all for reasons other than marriage. You know what I mean? I learned that from my first marriage, when you make that decision, you must be 100% from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet that this is what you want to do and this is the person you want to be with. There's nothing you can work it out while you're married. These things need to be already understood and complete to the totality of what y'all are. Like I tell people now that my new set is, when marriage has nothing to do with love, because you're already in love with that person before you say I do. So you must already see that person as a marriage. The ceremony is just a legal marriage is a legal document. Two independent corporations come together to perform in one. But you don't get no extra love.
No, you don't. No cable. It's all network television.
Yeah,
one channel, you said.
Yeah, one channel. You're not, one channel, nor is it a video game. I was on 3/4 of love. And once I said, I do, now I'm all to a full strip of love. Oh. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And I learned that from there. And the beautiful thing about me and my wife now has something in me that my previous wife, we can coexist without doing anything at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This one benefit of being an entertainer, you know, we able to go to the finest place and do the best things in life. And that really kind of just, you know, in my thing, camouflage the fact that y'all cannot just stay there together and just coexist without nothing at all.
Yeah.
That's why so many people broke up during COVID, because the external things was gone, and you had to be externally just you and them, and then you came to the conclusion, I can't stand this, man.
Good point.
You know
Yeah, you're trapped with them.
Yeah, your kids ain't gone to school. You're like, I really don't like my son. You understand? I like it for, you know, taking him to school and a little bit of 2 hours I stay, but 12 hours, 14 hours, 19 hours, you find out it's not that way. And to come to the conclusion that, you know, we fell in love during COVID, that it was nothing, just we could coexist without doing anything else and enjoy each other's company, that let me know this is what it's supposed to be.
Okay. Got it.
You know?
Yeah, that's a big thing. And did that ever come up for you when you're in the middle of trying to make it? You know, you're building your show. You don't want to be sleeping on couches anymore. And it's like, I mean, I did. If I wanted to get off the couch of somebody's house and make it, I was going to have to give even relationships.
Right.
Was it like that for you in comedy coming up?
No, for me, I had to learn. I learned something. To be honest with you, I learned that. I learned that the right woman feels that their purpose on this earth is to make you a better man. And they're comfortable with that. Martin Luther King, Coretta could have been anything she wanted to be, educated, but she felt her purpose on earth was helping him to be the best civil rights leader in the world, and she was fulfilled with that. And once I learned that, then I said, if some woman out here feel that her purpose in life is for me to be the best comedian I could be, or you to be the best fighter you can be. Yeah. And that was her purpose. And she rather than that, she is. And if you find that individual that do it, then you don't have to make the choice between the two, because y'all both on the same page. She's going to be the one to say, no, my baby go ready to have a fight. Don't nobody call him. Don't know nothing. All the little things that you need to do for you to be the best fighter, she'll be the guard for it. She'll be the guard to it. And she will also be the person who will continue to help you be that. No, you don't need to do this because you got to fight here. No, you're supposed to eat here. You're supposed to. Well said. And she fulfill that. If you have a person that you have to choose between the two, or you even feel you're doing her, or it's a misjustice to her, or you're not giving her what you want, and you have to choose between the two, then the choice is she's the wrong one.
It's funny you say that.
My humble opinion.
No, that makes sense, because I read somewhere once that relationships are not here to make us happy. They're here to make us more aware, more conscious of ourselves. And hearing you say that, I was not conscious or aware enough to attract that type of person early in my life. Right. And so that's why I got what I got.
Well, I think also not to track it, but what I learned in this, that's the standard. That's how you judge a part. You know, the physical aspect of big ass, pretty face. But at the end of the day, this is the standard I'm going to need from you for us to be successful. Yeah. Or you're going to feel neglected. See, you know, in my previous relationship, I had a person that was seeing me, envious me, and because I was living my purpose and she wasn't living hers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So all the accolades was coming to me and none was her. So she said, you're living your dream. What about mine? And I said, well, my dream is paying for every goddamn thing.
Yeah, I hear that. I've been there.
Now, if you, listen to me, if you want to lead, go ahead. I tell you just how good a good soldier is. I swear, I tell you, you could be the chief, I'll be an Indian. But if you're going to be the chief, you got to take on the responsibility of the chief. Right. Which holds down our standard of living and everything else. So this is how it is. So when you get into those type of disagreement, you have to come back and let them know, hey, this is the way we eat. This is the way our survival. Makes all of this possible. Now, what we can do, help me get to this point, and once I get to this point and I have achieved it, then we can put the effort on you, and I'll show you how it is of being the most supportive, of being whatever whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's
You know what
great.
I mean?
It's great to hear because I do believe that there's, at least in fighting, it's very much like just cut it out. A lot of I mean, you grow up in sports in general. One of the things I grew up hearing all the time is just don't even try it. It's not worth it.
Right.
It just stay focused. It's going to ruin everything. Anytime the guy gets the girl, it's just going to throw you off anyways, right? So I was used to hearing that, but there is a way that you can have it all, but you got to be willing to do the work and transform in the process, right? But it takes a lot.
It's like the draft. You got to select the right franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? And you got to make sure the quarterback, metaphorically speaking, football.
You better have the money.
Not only money, no.
For that first draft pick,
well,
it costs
first
money.
Draft pick, it all depends. Well, she's entitled to it if she brings the necessary things to help you win a championship.
Yep. Facts.
I can't just bring you on as a liability. You know what I mean? Like I tell my wife all the time, I make enough money for me. I just don't make enough money for you.
Well said.
And not what you asking for, what I want you to have.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to make these sacrifices to get to this point so I can be able to give you what I want you to have. And what I want you to have is more time of us being with each other. And that's what stardom brings to me with the financial security that I don't have to work because I have to because I want to. And those are the things that I'm looking forward to. And you have to have a woman in your life that understand that y'all on there. And after the physical attributes, you can get that anywhere. But does she has the intangibles to be able to make you a better man and y'all come together and understand this is what it is?
Now in fighting, it's a little different because I feel like it's so emotional to fight. Like there's just so many roller coasters. So it makes me wonder, like, if that's really possible early on, if I'm 20, 21, do I have the mental wherewithal to even deal with it, or is it better to just not even try? Because then, it's like, man, it's hard to decide.
Does she have it? Because if she's that great woman, see, that's a good thing about a woman that really loves you. She can tell today, it ain't what you say to him, it's when you say it and how you say it to him. Is she selfish enough that she needs you to hear it right now for her own? Or like, yeah, I do need to tell you something, but this ain't the right time. You just got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker just whooped my ass and you talking about, remember you didn't take the trash out Thursday? The fuck are you talking about? Don't you see this big ass knot on my eye? The fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
The trash?
No, that's so real.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about my head getting kicked off, and you're telling me I didn't remember our anniversary.
Our anniversary.
I'm like, I'm not, it's not that I hate you. I love you.
I love you.
But I really love my face and my head being connected to my body too, so that I can actually show up for the anniversary.
Exactly.
But it's like a weird battle in that conversation with fighting.
And feel good about myself. Say, what's wrong? Fucker, you forgot our anniversary 2 months ago. My fault, baby. Yeah. Give me a chance to make up and everything. But don't tell me about the anniversary. I just got my ass whooped in front of the whole world. You know what I mean? So, you learn that. And once you see those type of things happening from her, you're like, okay, I got that. And it helps you out, me anyway. That you can swim among sharks and see these rest of these women, no matter what physical attributes they have. And there is nothing close to what you already have because you demand more, you need more. I tell, young comedians all the time, what you need from a woman is not found in her physical attributes for you to survive on it, and it took me my whole life to learn that. Now I know it.
Yeah, well, you're also, the reason I talk about this too with other artists or whatever is because you're like a specialist in a certain realm, and that gets a lot of attention. Yes. And it does change the type of attention, and now you have more to sort from. And there's so many fighters and so many athletes and so all over that, like, okay, you're the guy now.
Yes.
And now be careful what you wish for, because now the next layer comes in. All the people that you never had in your life ever are now knocking at your door saying you're the best ever. And the best looking girl, the best looking car, the best looking jobs, all that comes. And how do you sort it in a way that works when I came from nothing? It was wild for me to deal with that. It was too much.
It's beautiful for me because you're a boxer, and I'm going to use metaphorically on this. When you don't have nothing, you're the aggressor. You're the chaser.
Yeah.
Now you're the champion. You're the counter puncher.
Good point.
You understand?
Yeah, good
so
point.
I get to choose who I want to engage with.
Good point.
I get to point who I want to go into the pocket and swing with on it. And then I already know the only reason you want to engage with me, not because it's me, it's because of things I got, because I got the belt. So once I have that, it's beautiful being on the other side of the street. Now I get to tell fine girls, no, I'm happily married. I would, but my wife wouldn't let me.
Yep.
You know, it's a beautiful thing turning down fine women. It's like revenge.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? Let me spoil your day like you did me when I was 10.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let me sit around and just be your friend and don't give you no dick. Let me let me just be nice to you. And never I know you has aspirations to be more than me, but I'm just gonna lead you on in a nice botanical way. And then when you try to make that move, I don't see you like that. I told you I'm married and all that. That is beautiful. That is so refreshing. You understand? That you get to turn beautiful women down constantly.
Man, what a gift you got.
Oh, it's
I haven't found that gift yet.
No, but I remember. See, I come from a different mindset. I don't come from a mindset as now it's my turn.
Yeah.
You know, and okay. Now I got the balls in my court. I'm the rabbit with the gun. And now let's see how the chase is, and I get to turn you down to be selective in the whole nine and tell you I have somebody in my life I would mess with you, but I already made that decision.
It's actually, like you said, you made the comparison of relationship and being a fighter too, and that also reminds me of like a conversation about the top boxers. Let's bring it into that. We'll cross it all up. Like if you're the top boxer and you got someone like Benavidez in a Terrence Crawford situation. Right. How do you, if you're Terrence Crawford, why do you take that Benavidez fight? Why don't you? He's just another hot girl that you can say no to, no?
Yeah.
So it's like, and he can say no.
Less it's a reward that you can sit down here and that's a feather in your cap to show that you're the best off of a member.
Yeah, but nobody knows the Benavidez name as much as Crawford, so that's why take the chance against a Benavidez who's just filthy
you're
good.
A fighter. And speaking of boxers, just to get on there, I just love the mentality of the old fighters because I feel I'm the best and you can't beat me.
Yeah.
And there is no other reason.
It's an old school thought though, isn't it, these days?
It's not
like that anymore.
Now they negotiate what's best, how I can keep my zero, highs coming. But when the Sugar Ray Leonard, the Marvin Haglers, the Tommy Hearns, the Wilfredo Benitez, all of those fights when I was going up with it, I'm the man.
Yep.
You think you're better than me?
Yep.
Tell your people, call my people, set it up, and I'm going to whoop your ass. And when you have that mentality.
It's funny you say that because that's literally the type of mentality I brought into fighting for myself. That's how I thought too. Mm-hmm. And I look back at my career and I go, wow, these guys who would retire and then come back were actually working the business. I'm looking out now that I'm on the other end. We're actually working the business in a different way. Whereas I said, I won't leave the competition pool even if I'm hurt because I want to prove that I'm the best. And if I don't leave the competition pool, then there's no funny business. I'm just here. Right. I'm feeling all the stress from the media. I'm feeling all the stress from the people who want to fight me while I'm out, while I'm hurt. I'm not going to retire, relieve myself of the stress, and then maybe go do some stupid shit on the outside. I'm just going to stay lined in and focused the whole time. And the mentality these days is what you're saying. Like, I'm just going to retire. And then I'll come back in a little while, and then they just chill out. It's like you get to rest a little bit. But these days, you know, when we're talking about a Benavidez, a Crawford, a Canelo, all these guys, like you got to kind of play the business game too.
Yes.
You can't play it old school anymore like you're talking, right? Yeah. So how do you find the balance between being a G, knowing that, and then also playing the business game, not being stupid with your ego? Right. Like too egotistical. Well, and does that go into comedy too?
Yeah, it does. Where you know, like you can't. For me, like developing my own TV show and having a movie out, it's a layer to this. So, you know, you can't continue to have yourself available to other things you have when you're trying to make that transition to being a movie star or a network television star. So you were like, man, I go over this club and just go up and don't care about who's in the audience. You can't do that anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that one, you know, just you messing around, somebody could tape it and then they feel you fell off. You know, oh, he had a hell of he was terrible. They booed him. You know what I mean? So I don't worry about that because my talent is I can handle a crowd off of it. But now I'm more selective of where I'm at, who I associate with, and who I'm around than it was when I didn't have these things that was helping my career. So in comedy, it's that way. Who surrounds you, who you're around, who brand you associate with, you know, those type of things.
Yeah, I want to segue from what you're saying right there into a clip I saw of you where you said that you got some good advice in this area.
Okay.
And I thought it was really sharp. And it kind of segues into also what I had to do in fighting.
Okay.
Put on the heads real quick. And you got some advice because somebody that you spoke about people that you're around, choosing those people wisely.
Right.
You know, in the fight game, people have a lot of opinions of me.
Yeah.
But it's the fight game. Of course they do, right?
Right.
I don't see much of a difference in the comedy world. You guys are a small pool of artists that are all competing. It's right. You're competing, whether you want to admit it or not. There's kind of a competition.
Yes.
This kind of touches on that a little bit. What you said here.
50 Cent gave me some of the best advice in my life. I mean, when it comes to this, if you ain't willing to kill it, then avoid confrontation at all means.
Whoa.
What's wild about that is that's so logical. It's wise. It's not egotistical. It's intelligent. You're not giving away your power to somebody else, essentially. Like, he can't get me so triggered that I'm going to even respond to that. Now, in the world of fighting, it's nothing but war. So it's like free game.
Right.
And that's what I feel people tap into and love is that, all right, well, I hear that version is inside all of us. The clear-headed, the smart, the wisdom is there. I have that too. But I think the thing that everybody loves about fighting, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like I'm pushed to that next phase past that wisdom. Now it's pure ego. Now this dude tagged me and I got to embarrass him, and all is fair in love and war. Like it really is. So then what do you do if you're if I'm in these situations where somebody talks shit about me, man, and we're on the stage with each other, I can't step out. I got to step into this. I got to step right in.
Right. But see, with comedy, it's subjective. Fighting is finale. I can whoop your ass.
Yeah.
I can get personally satisfied. I can get the personal satisfaction of making you eat your words. See, I don't have that benefit.
You don't think so? With comedy, you can't do that?
No, because it's subjective.
Yeah, some people don't.
If I tell a joke funnier than his, certain people who like him is not going
not think it's funny.
Not funny because they come in with a bias because they like him. Mm-hmm. But with fighting, I knock your ass out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like him or not, he sleep.
Yeah.
And what I tell my son more than anything, especially when you know, being a black man in my people, period, we take respect. We take it so highly, you know. Disrespect is one of the highest tier of reactionary thing that happened in our community. And what I try to tell my son is you have to have the logic about it. If a person disrespect you and your only recourse is doing what you said, fighting them, getting the person, because all you get out of the person is satisfaction of hurting that person because they disrespect you. We live in a place, in a country, and a time, especially for us, the result could put, from that one disrespect, could put you in a place that you're going to get disrespected every day. So I tell my son is, go ahead and brush off that first disrespect and stay away from it. And get away from it, overcome it, and let it go. Channel it in any way you want to that you can deal with it. Because the alternative is, if you deal with it, it's a possibility, a great possibility. These people going to put you in a place that you're going to be disrespected every day, which is jail.
Anyways, yeah, it's going to happen anyway.
It's going to happen anyway. So what would you rather do? Deal with this one isolated disrespect this one time, and the result is, fuck it, let it go. I ain't going to mess with it. In exchange, I'm going to handle it. He didn't disrespect me. I showed him. I did what I... Now you're in a place where you getting disrespect every day. Sit down. No, you can't eat. Nah, motherfucker. We going to you tonight. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. You going to wash my
These are your choices. Tonight. These are your choices.
Ain't Nathaniel. Your number is 48785. Go to sleep. Wake up. See, the difference is it. So I wish I didn't know what I knew. So I'm looking at that when I'm calculating, because none of them that talked to me in my I know physically could do nothing with me.
Yeah.
And when you a fighter, when you mentally know you're looking at a person that says something to you that you know there's no way without God's help or my love for humanity could stop me from choking the shit out you and hurting you. But then you have to sit down and say, all right, do I really want to come off that hill in Calabasas?
Yeah.
Do I really want to give up this car? Do I really want to give up all this money to defend myself just for the personal satisfaction that you don't say that kind of shit to me?
Yeah.
I have
ego.
Matured enough to say,
yeah, let it go.
Let it go, the rest of it. Now that I know, I'm avoid you at all times.
Yeah.
Now, if you keep coming at me, then I got a self-defense call.
All right, so that's basically like that was Katt Williams at that point. He said some shit that didn't need to be heard, and so I love those types of face-to-face, eye-to-eye exchanges, because I can see me making people want to lose their control.
Right.
And there's something about that I find so refreshing, because the honest truth is right. There's nothing to lie about.
Right.
And if you want to lie about it, I'm going to embarrass you. And then at the end of getting embarrassed, you're going to punch me and I'm going to punch you. And then we're really going to see.
Right.
So how much of that is inside, you in these situations deep down where somebody says something like that and you want to let it out, but we're resisting it. We're fighting it.
I mean, all times. But see...
And how do you find the balance? Because you could use it as fuel to make crazy comedy too, no?
Yeah, well, you can, but you cannot. Me anyway. A joke can never be off a basis of nothing but funny. If it has any other motivation, for me, it ain't gonna work. Anger, revenge. Like, I can't get on stage and say, I know it's an inferior comedian that's coming behind me. Let me get on stage so I can make him look bad, even if I don't like him.
Really? Nobody does that?
No, people do that. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
What's your mechanism?
My gift is God give it to me, and if the gift He give me comes out that way and the results that He has a bad show, that's just an occupational hazard. But it can't be the intent of it. I can't walk up there with that intent.
Yeah.
Or the gift is not going to come out.
It sounds like your come from has to be from a loving place, not a
it has
fighting
to come from
place.
a comedic place.
Yeah.
It has to come from what the original blessing of it, of the gift of laughter of it. If it has any other motivation, I'm not going to be able to achieve it.
I like to hear that.
I can't. Many of comedians, early in my career, I would try to do that to them, and it never turned out that way. And God was like, this was never given to you for you to use it in a negative form, and you don't have that control of it, or it's just not going to come that way. And if you continue to do that, then I would take it away from you, period. Because I don't write, if I lose it, it's gone. You get what I'm saying? So I don't have the physical weaponry or the material to look back and say, okay, this is how this joke's supposed to say it. I will back and look at my journals. No, it's all mental. So if the mental get cuts off in it, and that's the reservoir, if it's gone, then I'm in trouble.
That makes sense.
So what makes me behave, what makes me never to do that type of thing is knowing that it can as easy that he has given it to me, it's just as easy he could take away from me if I do it from malice.
And I would agree with you for myself later in my career, but early on, I used the malice, the anger, the frustration, the not being enough, the chip on my shoulder to really fuel me. And it did for a good part of my career until I hit a loss. And then when you hit that loss, my second loss, once I had that, it was like, man, what am I coming from to win these fights? Am I coming from like a hateful revenge, like you said, a spiteful, a fearful place? Or am I coming from a loving place? Which frequency do I want to come from, and which one can I achieve more from? And as I got later in my career, I realized, man, love, coming from a loving place, even as weird as it might sound, finding a way to rewrite and reframe the situation between me and my opponent to where I don't hate him actually allowed me to tap into my power deeper at a higher frequency when I come from a loving place than I do from a fearful place, which is what I'm hearing you say. The second your fear or your anger took over, your bridge to God got severed and you had no more gift.
None. And
do you think that happens in fighting too? I
think it does. And I don't think you can sustain that. You know what I mean?
Sustain what?
I mean, sustain being on top based on fear, anger, and they said Michael Jordan used to look for anybody that shunned him. Look for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. You get it.
Yeah, look for it. What you said about my mama?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put 50 points on you.
That was me. I mean? That was me early on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just sit there, and I can't. I'm not that person.
But do you think it shifted for him at some point? That's the.
I don't know. I would love to ask him that, but he, it did well for me. Certain people, it does well for me. For me, it does well for them. But for me, I can't. I tried it.
Yeah.
And every time I tried it, I'm thinking a handful of times I have tried it in my 35-year career, and every time it turned out disastrous.
Yeah, and I would agree with you on that. Not every time, but what's funny is towards the end of my career, I started to see this, and I started to see that when I come from my ego, it's a powerful thing because it's hard to beat. Like, I'm unbeatable when I'm in that place, but it's also a lower frequency than if I'm coming from a loving place and seeing this opponent as, okay, I don't hate this person. I don't want to get him back. But at the same time, I see that they're a partner, because if they show up as positively strong as they possibly could, then I get the best version of themselves, which means that they're actually making me better. So we're working together at this.
True.
And that allows me to have like a space where I'm not mad at the person. I don't hate the person. We're cooperating technically at the same time, whether he knows it or not. And so now there's no more ill will. There's no more. The ego doesn't need to tap in until I'm actually in the octagon with them.
True.
Then I need the ego because, I read once Wayne Dyer said ego is edging God out. And once you edge God out of the situation, man, you lose the frequency with the divine and the higher power and all the things that work best for me, right?
Yes.
And I'll speak for myself. It doesn't go for everybody. Everybody's got their own way. There's no right way to do this in a fight, right? But I learned this through my career, and it's interesting hearing you say something similar for comedy, that everybody's got these mechanisms they use to be in touch with their flow state. And nobody's got the right way to do it. But it's interesting to hear that you tap into something similar to me, which is you're doing everything you can to not let the ego take over.
Yes.
And stay in touch with the thing that got you to where you're at.
Yes, because my ego, it doesn't work for me. Humility does. You know what I mean? The humility of it. And it's a safer place for me. I mean, ain't no fun being around an ego ass motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
You get what I mean? Just an arrogant ego. Ain't no fun around it. Women don't want to be around you.
Doesn't work.
It's just no fun in it. It's just not a great state. So I always wanted to be the cool dude.
Chill.
You ever see it in the mood? The cool dude, the fun dude, the everybody have a good time dude. You know what I mean? You got the bag. You got the money. Why are you angry? You got more money than everybody at the table. Why are you know what I mean? It speaks for itself. So I never wanted to be that guy. And what comedy is different with them is, even when, like, Katt is still a friend of mine. He said it now, I care. He's one of the greatest comedians ever to do it. And then I, as a black man, especially when it comes to other brothers, I always give them grace, because it's a higher power that that right now, not a humanistic part of it, that want to see both of us destroyed. So I can't even forget that aspect of it. So I have to give him grace.
Yeah.
I give him grace and like, hey man, I don't know what he going through. I never done nothing to him. What he said about me wasn't true. And I give it grace. And it doesn't deserve, nor would it have a reply to it, and just leave it at that. And I think that's very important at this part. And I'm a grown man. I'm in my 60s. Even if I win a fight, I'm gonna lose it.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I don't. So I'm obviously creating like a metaphor.
Yeah,
like
metaphor on it.
Metaphorically speaking.
Cool. I seen him, and man, it's comedy. It was a joke. You know what I mean? I took it as a joke. People took it as it was it's definite, but it's still a joke. We bag on each other all the time. It's an occupational hazard that you deal with. Hecklers.
What I heard him when in that specific thing, what I heard him saying was like, okay, maybe he didn't like you could. What I heard from Joe too is like you're one of the greatest comedians of all time. I heard Joe talk about it. I've heard Katt. These guys are bringing you up for a reason. It's not because you're nobody. They don't say your name for no reason. So, what do you think stopped you from being as big as these people say you could be? But I don't know, they're saying, like Katt would say that you're not. How could you have been bigger than you are?
And I asked him because who said I'm not?
Yeah, like
I don't need commercial endorsement or confirmation for me not to be great.
What is great, to
Exactly.
you? That's the question.
I mean,
right to
we
you.
all get into this game for one thing. I have achieved it, to make people laugh.
Yeah.
When you first get in being a comedian, you ain't say, I want a TV show, movie. You say, this joke that I wrote, hope it translates to this audience and I don't get booed. And more people come to see me. That's what you did off of it. And then I believe in God. I mean, I'm getting everything they said then. I have a TV show, I got a movie coming out.
What's the TV show? Talk about it.
It's going to be on Fox. My own sitcom.
What's it called?
It's called Steel Quake.
Okay, when does that come out?
We're developing now with the great Bill Burr.
All
know
right.
what I mean?
Sick.
He's producing it for me. And it's God's time.
And what about the other? You said a movie too?
A movie is out right now with me and Donnell Rollins called Bedridden. It's on Amazon and Apple TV, where I'm the lead in the movie off of it.
Definitely be watching that.
Yeah, it's out right now. Please get it.
Yeah.
2 Netflix special, high rated. One of them is produced by Dave Chappelle.
They're dramas, not comedies, right?
No, they're comedies. On Netflix, that stand up off of them. One is called Legendary, produced by
you can
Dave
tell
Chappelle.
right on the.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a drama if I've ever seen one.
No, there's a comedy in it, man. It's a story. It's bedridden. Yeah.
What's the story? Without giving us a movie? What's this about?
He's an arrogant everything that I'm not. Got a lot of money and shitting on everybody. And my Lord and Savior tapped me on the shoulder and said, "I'm gonna really bring you back to earth." And from the bed, him being comatose in the bedroom, he get to find out. That's what get to find out who really loves him and how they really feel about you. Those are the 2 times people tell you how they feel about you. When you're dead and when you're bedridden.
I'll tell you what, man. I learned a lot after a fight. You kind of a mixture of both. After you lose a fight, you kind of become a mixture of bedridden and dead. Yeah,
you do. And so it's sitting there. So, this is subjective, and you got to understand too. And back to the success part of it, it all depends on who your clientele is. You know what I mean? I'm not a mainstream comic. I'm an urban comic of my people, and my people love me to death, but they don't have the power to put me on TV. Who's your people? Black people. 90% of my audience is black, and they sell out everything else, but we don't own anything to be able to put me on TV or a movie or anything. So I have to. Comedy is so subjective, and what I tell people is, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, is till you make the right person laugh, you're never going to be on TV.
Well, what's the right person?
The person that makes the decision who be on some of the biggest platforms is the executives off of different platforms such as CBS, Fox, NBC, Netflix. Until I wouldn't have had a Netflix special myself unless Dave Chappelle came down and provided the opportunity for me to have it.
We saw he shouted you out.
He went to the powers that be, which he had a relationship and said, hey. And, the only thing that separate any comedian from making it and not making it is an opportunity. And they cashed in on opportunity. Just like you could be the greatest fighter in the world, but nobody will give you a shot at the title. You just going to keep on just fighting at a lower rank. And that's what happened. Until someone sit down and say, hey, man, we think he deserved these opportunities, and then you got to cash in on those opportunities.
Yeah.
Which open up other opportunities. If you go fight, many a fight. Look at Benavidez. He been trying to get a big fight for the long. He the monster. He killing everybody. But nobody wants. Canelo don't want to fight. Nobody wants to fight him.
How does he get a shot?
He gets a shot by one day getting in that ring looking like he's able to
But
be
he's
beat.
so good.
He's so good. But
so you're saying he's too good, so he's a failure of his own success.
He's a failure of his own success. Why would you, back to what you said, why would you take that chance?
Yes.
Why would I go in there with this man and lose on it? But he can fight all day long and keep on if nobody don't fight him with a name.
But that's the argument with now, since you know that you can get this, that's the argument with the Muhammad Ali Act, with the new Zuffa boxing thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That the difference is Benavidez and them, now he can't get the fight he wants, whereas if we were in Zuffa, he'd have to fight somebody.
Exactly.
So which model do you think between these two models is going to, how's that going to shift boxing?
Well, I think
because Benavidez, if he's in Zuffa, he's fighting Alvarez if they're both in Zuffa, right?
Yeah.
But in these shows where the fighters have the power, they can dodge Benavidez forever.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Canelo went and fought Crawford and didn't fight the monster.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
I know.
And
I want to see somebody fight Benavidez.
Yeah, but they're not going to fight him because.
So how do we get it?
But you're not going to get it. The commander, unless you boycott the other people that fight her and the fans demand it. But people got their own problems. They ain't got no time to be over there picking in. Fight Benavidez. Fight Benavidez. Fight Benavidez. We're not going to watch no other fight till you fight Benavidez.
Man, please, though.
They say until he gets that opportunity, he's always going to be looked at as a great fighter, but he don't have no signature wins.
But now we're back to where you said where the old school guys might have fought him just because he's the man.
Because they say he went. Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard fought because in their prime.
Yep.
Because both of them said they was the man. Hagler fought who it is.
And they didn't care if they could dodge him or not. No, they wanted to face him.
Because it was pressure within the sport.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say you're the best fighter in the world if you ducking the number one contender. Everybody, people say the great. Give us the good fight off of. Prove you is. It was an internal want to be great.
Where has that gone, man?
Well, I'll tell you where it gone.
Because they're still sick boxers. They're nasty. They're good. But what's the difference in the soul and the heart now, though?
Floyd Mayweather, Money says, no, fuck all that.
Yeah. Position
yourself at the point to get this fight at the right time and strategically do it and get your money, get your health, and walk on out.
Pretty boy.
You are a pretty boy. Floyd is a good friend of mine. Just in love.
Yeah, I've gotten to meet him. I've had a cool combo with him. He's a smart
dude. Smart guy. He shows you how it is. So other fighters like, hell, I can get this money. Don't have to take this type fight. Hell with it. You know?
Yeah, Mayweather. When I met him and talked to him, I got to meet him with Travis Barker brought me into one of his training sessions, and I got to watch him spar, and it was one of the coolest things I got to see because I got to watch how the highest level boxer of that time,
most disciplined fighter, period.
Right? So he's counting every single punch that he throws on a clicker. He's got a guy just paying just for clicking punches, and I don't know how many punches he throws, but I could see that he's counting punches, not what he does in the workout. He just has to hit a certain number of punches because he would go from the bag to the pad work, to jumping rope, to the weights, back to the bag. Then he'd get bored with that and he'd do strength and conditioning. Then he'd get, you know what, let's do some boxing rounds. Then he'd spar. Then he'd get 2-3 rounds of sparring. Then he'd go back to the bag. Then he's back to, and he's the guy's counting every single punch he's throwing. And then at the end of watching that session, I go to the back and I talk to him and he's icing his hands and stuff. And it made me realize, like, this guy acts ignorant on purpose sometimes, like the shit he says, but he's so smart. He is dialed in.
No, you're a fighter. He is the most disciplined fighter.
Disciplined, man.
Period.
You're right.
He's never out of shape.
Yep, I agree.
He has none of the vices. He don't drink. He don't do drugs. He trains, and he a student of the game. So you can say what you want to say about Floyd spinning on, but if you're a fighter, you want to emulate yourself with his discipline to the fight game.
Yeah.
Because Floyd will get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and run 10 miles. Just get up. Just while you sleep. Floyd is running. Floyd never out of shape. You have never, ever seen Floyd come into a fight overweight.
Yeah, I would agree. He's
Never.
always on point, very disciplined. And that's the thing about him. That's what I meant by he acts like ignorant with just the way money and all this stuff, but he's not that way. He doesn't act that way in the fight.
Back to what you said with Joe Rogan and Katt said, why ain't blow up? Floyd was great at Pretty Boy, but he wasn't making no money. So he had to get that
The
whole
moniker.
the whole facade
Yeah.
of moneymaker.
Yeah.
Floyd sit in the barrage.
And it pissed people off.
Yeah,
and
pissing
it
people
worked.
off. So half the people came to see him lose, as many as half the people that came to see him win. So he sit there and did all that because that's the way he moved his money up. And,
Smart.
that's where it's at.
Smart. How did you end up being friends with 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather, man?
Well, 50,
That's a joke in itself.
yeah, Floyd, I got a good friend. His name is Kenny Wack. He's a fighter. He's one of my best friends on it. He knew Floyd because he's an ex-fighter and introduced me to Floyd. I knew 50. I had another friend named Welch, who's his man on comedy aspect. And 50 flew me in to open up his new studio in Shreveport, and we got to talk there. And I admired his work ethic. I look at how he accumulated the things he did, and he's a very smart man too, very intelligent. And people get into the antics and everything, but 50, Floyd, Katt, they are very intelligent. Katt was doing stuff that was remarkable. Katt was selling out what we had never seen in our business ever, selling out 20,000 seaters on a Tuesday. A Tuesday. I come into town. They said, Katt coming this week. I said, what, Friday or Saturday? No, Tuesday. I said, Tuesday.
What does it take to do that in comedy?
Oh, man, that's
What
huge.
is that?
I mean, because comedy is more a weekend occupation.
Well,
when
yeah.
you're strong and you have a demand, you can get a person, our community, comedy community, to come out on a work day.
I guess that's
on a Tuesday.
That's the question then. So what did a Katt do to have that you didn't, I guess?
Well,
right?
it's not a difference. It's not a difference between the two. This game that we in comedy, it just shows you just how pure it is, how the potential it is. Certain people are phenomenons. He's one of them. Kevin is a phenomenon. Martin is a phenomenon. Certain people show you Eddie Murphy, who made it possible that took us from just regular stand-up to rock star. He took it from Richard Pryor to rock star, to doing movies or just stand-up. And it's still the highest grossing stand-up, just standing there. So, certain people, it just tells you the potential that it can happen, and certain individuals are blessed with it happening for them. But it's nothing that one person not doing it, because it's subjective. If it was definite, like a fight knocking another motherfucker out, you'd be like, oh, hey, the motherfucker got a hell of a right hand. He's powerful. But it's not. There's no way you can judge why public gravitate to another comedian, not another one. It's just because it's subjective. What's funny to one person ain't funny to another, and it's in the atmosphere, the right universe, the galaxy, the hybrid, that God put his finger on them and say, I want you to have this, and show you the potential that is possible in this profession. And I never looked at it any other way. There is no way you can compete in comedy.
Really?
It's subjective.
So you don't think there's anything about their personality that could be looked at and analyzed and like, oh wow, I see how they did this and I do it with fighting. I know that's why I don't know about comedy, but with fighting I could definitely look at guys or girls, for instance, Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor. Let's just say those two because everybody knows them, right?
Mm-hmm.
the difference between their career and mine wasn't necessarily accolades. I won titles. I'm in the Hall of Fame. I've defended the title more than anybody in the division. I'm the first champion. I did all the things on the accolades you could have. But one of the things I looked at when I got to be on a show with Connor, and he said, go grab that belt. It's yours. And I'll never forget, like, we were sitting, I had just knocked out a guy in 1 minute after a 3-year layoff. And he's like, man, you're the greatest in this division. He told me, he's like, you should grab that belt. That belt is yours. And I remember looking at him thinking, man, like, that's not how I do things. I don't, I don't just go up there and, be respectful, like have some respect, but he threw that whole story out the window. And so did Rhonda. They kind of threw away the whole story of discipline, the martial arts way of respect. I'm not saying they don't have it, but they showed up different. And that mixed with the mindset of, I can have it all. I can have billions and millions and take over the whole game. I saw his abundance mindset looking back that I didn't have. And I could see that I had like it was somewhat of a scarcity mindset. Like, don't shoot too high. Like, stay within your means, because you're gonna embarrass yourself or be silly, And I look back at that moment and think, man, that was the difference too. Because I have more accolades than these people in some ways, but it doesn't matter. It didn't equate, because I didn't have that one little thing, that it factor of believing and taking it to the next step, which is going up there and just being wild and right. And it makes me wonder, like, how do you find the people? I think everybody in fighting is looking at this like, should I be one? Should I be other? How do I find the balance? How do I know I'm like, how can you come in the game and do all this? And I'd been doing it for 20 years and I didn't get that. Like, you're just in the questions of it. And I try to look at them and say, okay, what could I have done different in order to learn from what they did well?
Well, that's one of my pet peeves. We live in a time now that, it all depends on what's your motivation. A lot of people covered fame instead of talent. Talent is overrating fame. I mean, fame is overrating, is taking the place of
Let's
talent.
say money instead of fame, because money is cheap currency, right?
Yeah, cheap currency, and it all depends on grabbing.
But I'm more looking at like, okay, money. They made more money.
Yeah, but
right?
what they did, are you willing to sacrifice your principles and not be respectful to your fellow fighters in exchange to get more money?
I mean, it's not, in fighting, I didn't really like have the most respectful demeanor in the first place,
go grab
right?
another man's belt, sit down there. You want?
Yeah,
it's a show. It's a show.
Yeah,
so now you get more clicks. Oh, he came in, snatched his belt, said he had the ugliest wife he ever seen.
Yeah, straight up. No, like that, literally.
I'm gonna sleep with your wife tonight.
No, literally.
You Rocky Balboa with Mr. T. Come on over here, be with a real man. I know you be.
You nailed
those
it.
are things. So they was gonna get the accolades. They're gonna get the clicks. Then people gonna watch the fight. But you say, hey, man, how you doing? I want to whoop your ass, but I still respect you as a human being. Beautiful family and everything.
Nobody wants to watch that guy.
No.
Unfortunately.
Nobody gets the extra clicks, but the true people that see the profession of who you are will come watch the fight. And your legacy is where it is. And eventually the people who had the sport in, if you keep whooping people's ass, eventually you're going to get to that point. And I just feel as a comedian, metaphorically speaking to it, just continue being funny, and I don't have to get into the fame, attention, the antics of chasing the fame of the clicks, because I truly feel I'm the funniest motherfucker, period. So, you know what I mean? I don't have to do that. And once I start thinking that I have to do extra things other than being what God given me my talent, I need to get out.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I need to get out. I can't live like that. Because I feel this is enough.
It's not authentic.
And whatever doesn't come from not doing those things and just off the talent, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm living a good life.
It's funny.
You can't take none of this shit with you. He can't take none of it. Like Denzel Washington said, you never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. And even if you leave it to your goddamn kid, they gonna blow it. Yeah. When you're dead, you don't know who's spending your money when you're gone. So you don't know who getting it, how they spending it. And believe me, that money that you accumulate as this mobile you want to be and all that extra money, they're not going to appreciate it as much as hard as you worked for it.
Yeah, you're saying basically stick to your principles, stick to your integral points, and everything will happen for you. It's bigger than shifting who you are to get to the dollar amount.
Exactly. And most of those people have a problem sleeping at night because they know they already sold that in exchange for it. I don't need no more idea, but trust me, I truly, like on my social media, I put nothing on there but me and my jokes. I'm in the joke telling business.
That's how I am too with mine.
Just joke telling business. Just business.
Yeah.
So
same
you
with
don't
mine.
have no comment about me and my wife because me and my wife ain't gonna be in it. Me and my children ain't gonna be in it. I ain't showing you me and my wife going on. We might have some celebrity things that we went somewhere and we took
Yeah,
a
there's
picture.
a picture too. But it's not about them.
No, we ain't wake up in the morning, hey, there. Now other people sit there, oh, the fans want to see more about you and your family. I get this all the time. I said, I'm not selling nothing but the jokes.
Yeah.
That's all that public consumption I'm willing to give out there for them to consume. Personal gonna stay personal. Now, if I lose or don't get as much money as another comedian because they have all those antics, God bless them.
Yeah, you're at least being authentically who you want to be and who you are.
That's not for sale, nor that's not for sale, nor that's for sharing. Certain personal things it is. And if I lose compensation, financial compensation, money that we said in exchange for it, I'm willing to do that.
I would agree with you on every single thing you said, and that's pretty much the way that I've approached it. Also,
yeah,
I just like to ask the question because I can't help but make the analysis myself. Yes. It'd be ignorant of me to not see people who have done amazing things and look at them and say what makes them tick great for their gifts. Yeah. And I like to, those are two people that I look at and go, wow.
Do you analyze it? Do you look at your peers and you see their success and you diagnose, and you.
Well, it comes with fighting. Like when I see people in fighting do great things, I analyze what they're doing and I want to take everything that they do and add it to me and make me transform. It doesn't mean that I think that they're better than me. Right. I just see what they're good at. And it always fascinates me. And this is why I love doing this podcast stuff, is because it always fascinates me what makes people great. And I like to learn. Like, I'm going to get done with this podcast and I'm going to learn what made you great. And I'm going to take and soak up everything you give me and try to use it in my life as well. It's not meaning that you're doing things better than me. True. It's just that you have a way of doing things that has worked in a world that is so hard to be successful.
True.
That it would be ignorant of me to not watch you and see how you move and learn why you tick so successful. And that's how I look at people. I don't look at it as like they're better than me. Comparison is the thief of joy. I'm not trying to be miserable. I'm not comparing. I'm looking and going, whoa, I didn't see it that way. Right. And they did, and it worked. And that doesn't mean I got to be that.
Right.
But I can look at that and say, wow, if I could just take a sliver of that and add it to my game, I think I could transform and level up a little bit more too.
Right.
I just enjoy that.
Okay, I get it. I don't watch other comedians. I don't, because I don't physically write, and I don't want to be contaminated with their thought patterns and think that later on I hear a joke from them and I come up with it and really it came from them.
That makes sense different, actually, because there's a lot of joke stealing in your game, right?
Exactly.
That
so
makes
there's
sense.
no way you can say I took your joke because I don't watch you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that makes sense. In jokes, that makes sense. But in fighting, I have to watch and learn and add.
Right.
Yeah, it's always a new tool to the repertoire.
Yeah, I mean, let's be realistic. The worst case scenario for a comic is you can get booed. You in a different level. You know what I mean? If I was in your profession, God damn it, I'll watch everybody.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the sport.
Him in his knee. Like exactly. Maybe I need to scrunch my goddamn foot together and get the knuckles of my feet.
No joke.
Hit 'em, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
Trust me, anything to keep me from getting my ass whooped, I'll be a number one studier. You understand?
Facts. And that right there, I do get exactly what you mean. And that was my mentality of why I shut so many things out of my life early on, too. It's like I just didn't want to get my ass whooped.
Yes, that's the number one motivator. You know, Ass whooping, boy, that, trust me, that'll keep me up all night long. Let me look at another fighter.
You know who doesn't care about ass whippings when I listen to him talk?
Who?
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh.
What? He's sharp, man. And
yes.
how does he stay alive with the things he says, man?
I met Stephen A. I've been on his show.
Smart, sharp
like
dude.
him to death. But he's a New York dude. But
where are you from?
I'm from Washington, D.C.
So, okay, what's the difference then?
Out all the time. They used to come down. I'm from New York. Like, your chin got some extra weight.
My boy Mike Easton would agree with you. Yeah, I got a boy from DC that would say that.
You know, like the Knicks, they feel the entitlement because they from New York. We supposed to win. We supposed to have this. We supposed to, you know what I mean? This supposed to come from. So, you know, New York dudes are hard. You know, they're hard to get along with because the bravado. They feel that because of their geographical location where they born, it was definite that they're supreme of the hardest of the hardest. You know, you hear two dudes to fight. One of them from New York. You knew not to fight the dude from New York. Like New York motherfuckers don't get knocked out. So, you know, so Stephen A. Smith, curiosity always come with me on him, you know, because you know he said I don't know, but a lot of people say he has aspiration to be in politics, you know, and we'll see how that go. But I know one thing, I would hate to be, and that's for me. I don't think any man. And this don't have anything to do with Stephen A. Smith. This is my person. I don't think any man should feel that they're right to comment on everything. Opinion on everything. You're not this. You're not that. You should do this. You should do that. I think that's why I keep mine to a minimum, if any, because you're not put on. Only person that on earth you're here to meet up to their expectation is God's, and that's my mentality. Who are you to tell me what I'm not and what I should be doing? Who are you to review my mistakes or anything else? If it's not has anything to do with your profession that somebody hired you to do.
Yeah.
If you
like you don't fight, but you're telling me I suck at fighting.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's
you
annoying.
Never fought in your
it's hell. It's
you gonna
super annoying.
You know what I mean? You over here telling me about a war you never fought.
No idea.
No idea.
Zero idea.
You feel you have the mitigated goal to give your expertise opinion or what I am and what I'm not in an arena you have never done at all.
Well said.
You understand? So the arrogance of it.
Yes.
That you feel, first of all, that you have the right to even give your opinion on this where another person then went down, and then do it at the highest level on a platform without even experiencing yourself is the only disturbing part I have about a lot of people. Just because you're a great basketball player don't mean you supposed to sit here and say this what this politician should have done.
Yeah.
Unless you are in politics that way, or someone who's given their life covering politics.
Yeah, you're not an expert. Be an expert.
Be an expert.
Only that, right?
Yeah. Talk to that person like, hey, man, I don't agree what he did this. And then the person who's an expert said, well, he had two choices. He could have went on and passed this bill and compromised, or he could have let it go and 500 people would have starved and lost their life.
So wouldn't you say, though, with him being that way, he's kind of taking the role of just being the thing that gets people to watch, right? How much of that is clicks, and how much of that do you think is authentically just his true opinion?
I think he thinks he
knows everything.
Person,
yeah.
He feels he's educated enough, experienced enough, and his opinion is strong enough that he feels though he has the right to say it, regardless if he has no experience in it at all.
So would you say that that's authentic or ego?
I don't know which adjective it is, but it's what it is a person from New York feel that they have the right to be able to comment anywhere on any subject based upon their geographical location where they was raised. It's the arrogance that comes with New York people. They feel
that's hilarious. I never saw it that way. That's why I'm glad I asked you about it. Because I've worked with York.
Go to New York and ask any New York. They'll give you your opinion on everything.
That's interesting. I never thought. You're right.
Things that they feel they're the expert on is not a New York mother. Any borough is not a New York motherfucker in there feel that they don't know what's what.
That's so interesting.
I mean,
I never looked at it that way.
Surgeries. They can tell you about. The global warming.
I'm West Coast, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
They ain't never left their borough, but they can tell you how France is. They can tell you they ain't never traveled. They can tell you how cruises is. They can tell you the greatest place in the world is New York. They ain't been nowhere else ever. You understand? That's just they hard to deal with. When you're dealing with New York, it's like medicine. You gotta. It's like a straight shot of gin. It's hard on you. But see,
how does that?
I'm a practical person. And practical person is only 24 hours in a day. So you're a great fighter. To criticize you as a fighter, he will have to sit down here and study the landscape of your profession to give an honest opinion or critique about you.
Well, he never did it with me, to be clear.
No, but I'm saying,
but like in general. He's on the panel.
But you have to. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
Now, just using him as an example, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's a beat reporter. What gave him being authentic was the point. He was in the locker room with Iverson. He was on the beat reporter. He was on the beat writing at the practice and everything. So you could come back and say, hey, I know this because I'm with this. But you're not in the locker room no more. But you talk about basketball. You're not in City Hall or the Capitol. And you talk about politics. You're not at the UFC training camps and the whole thing, but you talk about the thing on expertise on not opinion, man. Talking about expertise on
yes.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you 100%. That's why I asked you about him, because it was a little bit, it shocked me, you know, like you said, I like how you worded it, like an expert in everything. Are you? Or are you just really good at looking like an expert?
Well, I think he's...
And that's a gift in itself, isn't it?
No, it's a gift on it, but he's
like, that's again, what if that's his gift? Again,
he's New York, and they're going to give you opinion on everything as an expert. That's just how it's in their water. It's in their slice of pizza. It's on the stoop where they sit at. New York dudes, and I know a lot of them.
You're right.
They are experts on everything they say. Why? Because I'm from New York. New York.
Okay, so go to a deeper level. Who taught them that first?
No, that's how they raised.
It's the culture.
It's the culture of it. New York people, when they leave New York, soon as they walk in, it's the swagger with it. I'm from New York. I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? I used to live in Atlanta in my early 90s when hip hop first hit in Atlanta. New York dudes used to come down here and call all they slang country. Y'all country, y'all know. Yeah. And then it hit. Then New York dudes started using all this country slang. You know what I mean? That's just who they are. They raise it. It's in their water. It's in their DNA. They're expert on everything, and nothing rises above New York. New York that's what they say. They call it New York, New York. So nice you got to name it twice. We are those dudes. And DC, Baltimore, we know that because they used to try to come down to our neighborhood.
How do you deal with someone like that? You know, like, because you can't, you're sitting down, you're talking to him, you know he's going to show up this way. What do you got to be to deal with somebody like that?
Well, I mean.
From New York. They know everything, so you don't know anything,
I debate him the same way. He don't know shit, I don't know shit. So we both going to talk about shit we don't know. We both going to out bullshit each other. You know what I'm saying? I got just as much bullshit as you got. I'm gonna pick up a couple of little pointers and stuff like that, and elaborate on that pointer. And when you make a pointer, I'm gonna weave to another place. You know what I'm saying? Until the time run out. You know what I mean? We only got for so long. We only talk what is a 6-minute break on it. I'm gonna bullshit you for the 6 minutes and run the clock out just like you do.
All right, give me a Stephen A. Smith breakdown of how we get Canelo and Benavidez happening.
Stephen A. can get it done if he puts some pressure on it. He's on the #1.
No, but you're him right now. You're gonna sell it. You're him. You're the New York. Yeah.
Canelo, you can never ever be legendary unless you fight Benavidez. Unless you fight him, Benavidez. We're not gonna stop. We ain't gonna support none else you fight. We ain't gonna bring it up. None of your fights on First Take, ESPN. I'm gonna talk to all the bosses. You know, he say he know all the bosses. He quote who they are. You know, they talk to him and everything. I'm gonna tell him right here, ESPN. We're not gonna do any Canelo fight until you fight him. You'll never go down as great until you fight him. It was good that you fought Crawford, you lost to Floyd and everything, but until you fight him, the Moss down. Come on, your Mexican heritage, pride, it is in you to meet on the next challenger, and this is the challenger we want to see.
Please, what he said, I
That's
second
what you
that.
want
I
to say.
second that. I second that.
Benavidez, you have to fight him.
I love boxing. I think it's a sweet art. I love it.
But they don't fight like y'all fight.
No, but it is different. No, it is. But the highest level of boxing, I really do love to watch it. I do. I really do. Like the Floyd Mayweathers, the Crawfords, the Benavidez, the like all these guys that Bivol, like the list goes on of just the nastiest guys. You know what I mean? That some of the flyweights are up there. So I just wanted to hear your take on that. I really appreciate your time, you coming on and sharing your wisdom of the East Coast with me because I just don't know it.
Yeah, that's the arrogance of New York. You know I love y'all, New York. I have my shows there every year, so don't get mad at me.
That's what I was saying, right? Yeah. Both the left and the right watch me, so I love you both. Thank you.
Yes, both of them, we love you. Man, it's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you for having me.
You, brother.